Morning light poured through the tall windows, brushing across the mansion halls like soft gold silk. Grace arrived early, broom in hand, her steps light but her heart heavy. Every day felt like walking into another world, one filled with chandeliers, marble, and paintings worth more than she could dream. But she didn't envy any of it. She only thought of him, the young man who had given her a second chance. Scene 1. Small acts. Ethan was seated by the piano when she entered the study, the air scented faintly with cedarwood and ink. He turned his head slightly as she came in. Ethan softly, Grace, Grace. Yes, sir. I'm here to clean your study. She always addressed him respectfully, but there was a tremor of gentleness in her tone that reached beyond duty. Ethan, you walk softly. You must be used to hiding from the world. Grace, quietly, maybe I am, sir. It's easier to survive when no one sees you. He nodded slowly. Ethan, I used to think the same, but sometimes, being unseen is the only way to see others clearly. Grace paused in her dusting, her eyes softening. Grace, you say things like you've lived 2 lives, sir. Ethan smiling faintly. Perhaps I have. One with eyes, one without. The quiet between them wasn't awkward. It was full of unspoken warmth. As she worked, Ethan listened. He could tell where she was by the rhythm of her sweeping, the soft clinking of glass when she straightened the shelves, the way she hummed faintly under her breath. Old church hymns, the kind his grandmother used to sing. When she was done, she gently placed a cup of tea by his side. Grace, Mrs. Whitfield said you like Earl Grey. Ethan grinning. You're learning my secrets already. Grace, only the harmless ones, sir. Scene 2. The fall. As Grace turned to leave, her foot caught the corner of the rug. She gasped. The tray slipped from her hands. Before it could crash, Ethan's hand shot out instinctively, catching it midair. For a man who was blind, his reflex was too sharp. Grace froze, eyes wide. Grace, oh, I'm so sorry, sir. I didn't mean. Ethan softly, lowering the tray. It's all right, Grace. No harm done. Their hands brushed as he steadied her. The contact lingered, not long enough to be scandalous, but long enough to awaken something neither of them expected. Grace's pulse raced. She pulled back, face flushed. Grace, thank you, sir. You've a quick sense for someone who can't see. Ethan hesitating. When you lose one sense, the others learn to listen better. She smiled faintly, but the thought lingered. There was something about him that didn't add up, and yet, she couldn't bring herself to doubt him, because when he spoke, it was with sincerity. When he smiled, it was with kindness, and that was enough. Scene 3. Tea and truth. Later that day, Ethan asked for her company in the garden. He sat on a wooden bench beneath an arch of roses, their fragrance heavy in the warm afternoon air. Ethan, tell me something, Grace. If you could change one thing about your life, what would it be? Grace, I'd like to feel like I belong somewhere, not just passing through, or sleeping in places where no one notices when you're gone. Ethan softly, you belong right here. Her eyes shimmered with tears. No one had ever said such words to her. Grace, you're kind, sir, but kindness fades when it costs too much. Ethan, then maybe we've been spending on the wrong things. A breeze stirred the leaves. For a moment, both were quiet, lost in thought, lost in something deeper than they could name. Grace, quietly, I used to think God forgot about me, but lately, it feels like he's giving me a chance to start over. Ethan, maybe that's his way of reminding you that you were never forgotten. Grace smiled through tears. Grace, you speak like a man who's seen heaven. Ethan, maybe I'm just learning to look without sight. Scene 4. Margaret's realization. From the balcony above, Margaret Ward watched them in the garden. Her hands rested on the railing, her expression unreadable. At first, she had doubted her son's bizarre plan, but now, seeing the tenderness on his face, even through the charade, she began to understand. For the first time in years, her son wasn't acting out of pride or rebellion. He was alive, and though she feared the consequences when Grace discovered the truth, a quiet hope bloomed within her, that maybe, just maybe, love was doing what money never could. Scene 5. Night prayers. That evening, Grace knelt beside her bed once more. Grace, Lord, thank you for today, for kindness I didn't deserve, and a place that feels almost like home. In another room, Ethan sat in darkness, his fingers brushing the edge of his Bible, one he hadn't opened in years. he whispered. Ethan, maybe it's time I stop pretending I'm blind to more than just the world. He opened it. The first verse his eyes fell on read. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. He closed the book, emotion welling in his throat. For the first time, the darkness around him felt holy, not empty. Closing scene. The first spark. The night was quiet, the air still. Grace's soft prayer echoed faintly down the corridor, and Ethan listened, as though the sound alone could heal him. And for the first time, he wasn't sure if this game of deception was testing her heart, or transforming his.